Today's a fun day because the OTTBs that have been in with us to become event horses, they get their first taste of jumping outside. So we did one jump school with them a couple of days ago that was in the indoor, just sort of beginning with poles on the ground and small crosses, but this is their big graduation. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to be.
All right, ready?
Everything that Breeze has shown me so far, he's got a really good brain. I am expecting him to be a little bit keen. He's kind of got that thoroughbred brain where he's very eager to get to the other side. So I'm expecting him to be a little fresher and a little bit more enthusiastic about his jumping. So we'll see what he does.
It's really fun having these two thoroughbreds to kind of play with, and you know, today was kind of a big day for them to go out in the field and jump out there, and I was a little bit nervous. For some reason, I keep thinking that Ella is a hot thoroughbred, and she's not. So I was pretty surprised when I took her out there and just started trotting her around, and she was the same as she is in the ring. She just did her thing and kind of looked around and enjoyed it, and I'm getting more and more excited about her as I go along, and I'm getting to know her a bit better, which is fun.
Crazy. Hey. Hey. Get out of it.
It was actually pretty funny to feel Breeze put his head down between his knees, and he wasn't bucking, he was more just humping, and it was funny to feel him do that. He must be feeling pretty good in himself, and he was making me laugh.
Little rat bag. Easy. Breezy. Breezy. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Schooling's going well. I'm focusing for Breeze on him to make sure that he's not getting too rushy at the jumps. I'm trotting him to a lot of fences because when I canter him, he gets a bit too much pace up. I want him to trot right into the base of the jumps and have him learn that I don't have to be holding him into the jumps, because later on that could turn into a rushing problem. So I'm trying to nip that in the bud right now.
He's like, just sort of thinks he kind of wants the pig route, but he doesn't quite know how or why. I think he's just a bit fresh out here. Boy.
He is definitely trying to build pace. So I'm taking a bit of time here to make sure that the trot to the base is what's working. And I kind of got to convince him a little bit that this is what I want. And he continuously over and over wants to get fast. And it's important this day that I really see this through and have him understand that he doesn't need speed to get to the other side. He just needs to stay calm. I don't need to be telling him to go slow. He can do that on his own and trust that he has enough ability to get himself over the jump without using momentum. And if I am good about giving him that lesson today, even if it might take me a bit longer and he might get a little bit more hot and sweaty than he normally does, I should be setting a pretty good foundation for his schooling into the future. And if he gets this lesson right now, it'll save me a lot of hassle down the road. Breeze is a real character, and I enjoy riding him. But as I suspected, he was being a little cheeky today. But that's okay. It's all part of the process, going up and down, and he makes me laugh. At the same time, I got to help give him the guidance to help steer him in the right direction, and that's all part of the challenge.
He feels a bit tight today, you know?
Yeah.
Easy, buddy. Atta boy. Oh. Oh. Easy. Easy. Oh. Hey. Mine gets a little bit nappy going home, you know?
Yeah.
Finishing up today, it took a little bit longer than I had anticipated for Breeze to figure out what I wanted, but that's okay. He eventually did exactly what I was looking for, trotting quietly into the fences and starting to make it the right shape. And I honestly believe that this will be a great day for him when I go back to jumping soon. He should hopefully have that sink in a little bit and be a bit better next time.
While schooling her today, I'm starting to kind of find where her little holes are, and steering is a little bit one of them. She's home, you know, she likes to kind of go towards the barn and that sort of thing, but really she's doing quite well. The stalling over the jumps has gotten better, so that's really her only bugaboo. Now it's just, you know, teaching her to stay straight and make the turns and keep the rhythm the same. She kind of likes to go back and slow, fast, slow, fast. She's really understanding the jumping quite well, and I think that that's going to come easier to her than the flat work will.
I was actually very excited to see Jimmy's thoroughbred Ella have a great jump school today. She kind of exceeded both of our expectations in how well she handled it.
Good ride. That's the one you want. Good for you. Nice ride.
She's got the makings of a very good event horse, which is exciting for Jimmy. And it's actually kind of an interesting thing for us. A lot of people don't realize just how much time together Jimmy and I spend. I mean, we're married, obviously. We live together, hopefully. That's like most married couples. But we also work together 24/7. We spend very, very little time apart from when we wake up to when we go to sleep. And that includes when we ride, we sort of help each other ride, which can be a really great thing. But at the same time, for any of you that are married out there, you know that there's always challenges. I am Jimmy's biggest fan when it comes to her riding, and I really want her to succeed.
You're turning inside this oxer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes I guess that enthusiasm for her success comes through in me being critical or tough on her.
Wrong jump.
What?
Wrong jump, Jimmy.
Oh.
Don't let her have a stop at a jump.
I have to be careful of that because she does have feelings and I am her husband. So if you hearing someone growling at you all the time, it can be upsetting, I'm sure, for her.
Sorry, that was my fault.
That was terrible. Come on. Start calling you Stephanie.
I am really thrilled with the job she's doing with Ella. She's doing a great job of getting this horse trained, as well as Bellamy too. Bellamy is going as well as he ever has, and she's really going to new heights in her riding career. So it's exciting. It's stressful, but at the end of the day, it's always super rewarding as well.
You know, working together is a little bit tricky for me and Dom, and we do it very well. And working together is actually what comes most natural for us as far as our whole marriage is concerned. And it's always really fun, but it's hard because I know that he
Great ride.
wants me to do my best and is very critical of me.
I know, because you're convinced she's hot. She's not.
I'm a girl, you know, and I take that stuff a little bit personally. So when he harps on me too much, it's something that I hold on to, whereas him, he's just trying to make me a better rider, and I'm getting better about it, but it's hard.
Horses can make you emotional, you know, sometimes for good when you're excited and happy, and sometimes they can frustrate you. At the end of the day, it's important when you're a trainer of horses to not let them, or things that they do make you emotional. Especially young horses, they can be really trying on your patience, and it is really great to have Jimmy around because, you know, if you're on your own, it's a little bit easier to get wound up or to get frustrated or stressed. Knowing that she's there sometimes is a good thing for me to help me kind of keep pushing the reset button and making sure that I'm guiding the horses and keeping them on the right track and not getting sidetracked by being disappointed or frustrated if something's not going according to plan.
So I've kind of been toying with this idea of selling Deuce for a while. I've had him for 5 years now, and I just feel like some days I'm just not getting what I put in. And, you know, I feel like I want this more than he does. And that's not to discredit him at all, you know. He's taught me so much and I've improved him out of sight, you know. He came from this rack of bones that barely knew how to canter to something that I can get around, usually a novice.
Stephanie turned up with this thoroughbred that as soon as I saw him and we worked with him, he had a bit of baggage, you know. We don't know his past, but he's tricky. And, you know, Stephanie's been with us over a year now and we're all pretty close. You know, she's almost like a little sister to me. She's gonna laugh when she sees that. But her goals are to, she's got specific goals and it's my job to help her get them. And at the same time, you know, like most of us, she doesn't have a ton of money and she's working with what she's got. I don't like to tell people that they should get rid of a horse and get a new one. I think you want to try and see it through.
Last weekend I took Deuce to Carousel Farm. It's just like a small schooling show. Dom had a horse in the training there, so I decided to take Deuce in the novice. And the more I've been showing him, like he's really great cross country and he's good in the show jumping and dressage. But I just feel like sometimes he doesn't want it like I do. And going cross country this time, the first few fences were really good out of a stride and he was just like cruising around. And whenever there comes a question that he's not sure about and I like put my leg on to make him go forward, he usually just does it. And this time he just kind of like stopped at it, but then he jumped it, but he put down his back legs too quickly and just stepped through it. So I ended up retiring him. It's become more apparent that maybe Deuce doesn't want to be an upper level horse, and I'm here and I'm doing this groom working student thing and with the hopes to eventually go to the upper levels. And people always say that you don't get there on one horse, so I'm kind of thinking that's where I'm at right now. And not to discredit him at all because he is a great horse and he still has a lot to offer somebody, but I just need something that I feel like is going to take me to the upper levels.
It actually doesn't look too bad, you know.
Yeah.
But I think, like what we talked about coming back from the show the other day, it's probably time to bite the bullet and
move on.
It's not that it's not that you're giving up on the horse, because you've improved him out of sight from where he was. I know he's your first horse, but for what your goals are, for like what you're trying to achieve, you know, I just don't think that he's. There's so many horses out in the world, and there are more horses out there that would make your life a lot easier in what you're trying to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel too like I'm just kind of treading water. Like I don't want to make him do it if he doesn't want to.
You're working too hard to have it be
a one-way street.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and what's good now is that I'm pretty sure you're on the same page as well.
Yeah.
Which means you're 100% committed and you're not going to look back. Whereas if I was to say to you, I think maybe you should move on, and you're in two minds about it, and you're going to be second guessing yourself. So.
Right, and I'd probably regret it.
Exactly.
Down the road.
I think now it's pretty obvious to everyone that he's a good horse and he's come a long way, but
I think it's time to move on.
All right. Well, why don't we get some pictures of him and get some video together, and we'll start knocking up an ad and see what we get.
Sounds good.
Hopefully this is the right move for Stephanie. I think it is. So, of course, Bo has made a complete recovery from his tying up issue, changed his diet. He's gone great. His blood work is all perfect. But bringing him back in, he's now a little off, not feeling 100%, which is the way it always seems to go, these bloody horses. But I'm not panicking. We've got some time here. The summer is a time that they can have a bit of a break and you bring them back in. So I don't have this crunch for the next shows like I did before Bromont. So we can take some time to really make sure he's feeling his best. And we've got a team of people that know Bo well, acupuncturists, muscle workers, our vet, all kinds of people that work together with my farrier and my vet to make sure that this horse is feeling his best. So they all know him back to front. We know his kind of same old issues, and my sneaking suspicion is that's what it is. So I'm not gonna go slip my wrist just yet. Obviously, it is a little disappointing that he's had some time off and he doesn't feel great. But this is how it goes. It's up and down. You think you've got it all figured out, and then you get thrown a curveball, and you just got to roll with it and figure it out. I've been a bit suspicious that he hasn't felt great, so I had Steph jogging for me, and it wasn't great. Which actually leads me to the fact that we just did a video on jogging and what to look for. Check it out. I took a look, and he doesn't look great, but doesn't look terrible. So he's not 100%. So that's going to kind of lead me onto figuring out a plan of attack. Who do I need to call to get him out here to make a better assessment and see what we need to do. Cold Harbour's nickname is the Warhorse, and we give him that because he's big and brave, and he's just a big old-fashioned event horse. So this isn't going to slow him down. It's part of campaigning an upper-level horse. You've got to manage him, and it's up and down. But I'm not too concerned yet, not freaking out yet. We'll get him right, feeling healthy and ready for the next show.
Have you ever stacked hay on the surface of the sun? Because basically that's what we were doing today. And I know it's a necessary evil, but literally like my own personal hell.
So fortunately for us, our new farm, we've got a lot more room, and we didn't have a gazillion horses, so I organized a little bit earlier to have some of the grass cut so we could make our own hay. Basically, I had to arrange with the local farmer, and by doing that, you know exactly where your hay is coming from. You use some of the space that you're paying a ton in rent on, and you also get it a bit cheaper. So it actually worked out great.
The absolute best upper body workout known to man, stacking hay. We had somewhere around 500 bales to stack, and we got so lucky with the weather because it was not like 900,000 degrees, but we had a lot of hay to stack, and it was miserable, pretty miserable.
So just when you think you're done, another wagon shows up. And then you look outside and there's another wagon there.
He said he only made about 550 altogether. Done? 550.
But luckily, I'm like an Egyptian stacking ninja, so it was done in a short amount of time. It's cramping my style.
I know.
So I have to walk around. Organizing things lets my OCD run wild.
Good job, guys. You found a pen. Did anyone say anything about how many bales he thought?
151.
In that one, and he still...
And he has one's parked out there and one's over there.
One's already parked out there.
Yeah, he has the third one hooked up already.
Wait, did you find those bad ones, or are they in this
Yeah, they're
area?
on the bag.
How's the hay? Is it good?
It's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
heavy.
It's really, really nice.
It's really thick.
Very thick.
I love stacking hay. It was only 500 bales. It wasn't very much. And you know, when I see the finished product, all I can see is thousands and thousands of dollars that we can save in about 6 months' time when it comes to the winter and we go down to Aiken and it costs so much more. So for me, I love it. I think it's great. I have plans on basically getting that entire barn full to the very roof of hay. So that's my goal. The girls are always whinging, oh, it's so hot, oh, I can't lift 60-pound bales, blah, blah, blah.
In all honesty, it really wasn't that bad, and I've done a lot more hay in one day than this. But it does give you a good peace of mind to know that the hay is taken care of for the year.
We had plenty of help, and I enjoy it. I think it's fun. 10 more. I'm excited to have some cool prospects in the barn here. These thoroughbreds are going to keep us on our toes. The upper level horses, we've got a chance to get them feeling 100%, ready for their fall season. And we're just getting things together. We're getting this hay figured out and making some plans for the future. So I'm excited. Lots of clinics, very busy. We're going to not see much of our beds over the next few weeks, but that's okay. And we're going to stay busy and get ready for the fall. Bring it on.